resend the link to all.
Hello. Hi, and welcome to the Databutton live build and Q&A session. We're going to be talking about the new exciting launch, which is the native database and authentication feature. Today, we're going to be walking you through a live build. So Milo, you're going to take us through that. And you'll have a chance to ask us some questions about the feature itself. And yeah, we'll get to see it in action. Look forward to hearing your questions and your use cases. So
Nice.
Milo, what are you cooking for us today?
All right. So what I have in mind actually is to build a waitlist for our upcoming launch. We have a launch coming up called One Shot, which you can consider this a teaser. And I'm thinking we will just build the waitlist, and then by the end of this live stream, everyone will have a link they can sign up to, and then they'll be ready for the launch.
Great, exciting.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I guess, should I share my screen, or do we just...
Yeah, share your screen, and throughout the session, we'll go through the feature specifically, talk about it a bit more because we can see it in action. But yeah, take us from the start and we'll go from there.
All right. All right, I should have shared my screen now.
Yeah,
I think we need to add.
Lovely.
There we go. All right. So what I did prior to the live stream here is I just cooked up a small description. So I said, build me a simple waitlist for signing up people who are interested in Databutton's next big product update called One Shot. A little bit about the design, admin panel, and then just like a live demo. Just the interest submission page, and there we go.
Yeah, I like what you've done here as well. It's a good point, isn't it, to be able to specifically say what you want at this stage, because the agent uses all that information to get the context, which you'll see in a moment. But yes. Yeah, really great prompt to begin with.
And what I did next is I actually used ChatGPT to create a PRD. So I fed my prompt into ChatGPT, asked for a simple PRD in PDF form. This takes a minute, and it just helps the agent structure better tasks. So this will help you in the build process.
So a PRD, just in case anyone doesn't know, so it's like a product requirements document, and you can outline all your features that you want, specifically talk about the user story, how it might feel for the user. But if you were to ask ChatGPT, like you said, for the product requirements document, then it will know what you're talking about. That framework's very familiar to any LLM. Yeah.
Okay. So last step here is to upload some design inspiration, and I went and found a few that I like. So Databutton will use these in addition to the design. In addition to the design requirements I put in the text. And now, once you hit start, the agent will create a task list for us to actually complete our build.
Nice. Yeah, I love it. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Yeah. So what it's doing in the background here is just analyzing all the images. It's reading our PRD. It's reading our prompt, and then putting it all into a task list. And you can think of the agent as a prompt engineer for itself. So you feed it some information, it's going to create the prompt, and the prompt is turned into a task, and then the task is the prompt for the agent to work on, right?
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it, actually. Yeah, I like that. I was going to say, I love that the agent has this vision capability. Like, I think, you know, you kind of get, you know what you want, but you don't know how to say it. So what's better than showing it, right? That's great.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we have here our task list of 5 tasks. And in the top here, you have our product hunt. If you haven't yet, please go and upvote. But what we will do for now is start task number 1. You can do it here. You can do it here. You can do it here. And yeah, let's first of all read it. And you really want to make sure that you go through this just to make sure that it'll actually build it right away based on what you want. We hit start task, and now what the agent is going to do, again, it's reading the task list and it's contemplating on the different subtasks, and then just gets to work right away.
Nice. Yeah.
And we can go over to preview here, and then as soon as the agent has written the first line of code, then we will have our preview ready in the middle here.
Yeah, when you're reading the task, then I think that's a really important key, isn't it? It's like you're still the human in the loop, and it's just making sure that you and the agent are aligned.
Yeah,
and it's kind of correctly read your vision, and which it does pretty much most of the time anyway, but it's good to just understand it a bit more. Yeah, because there could be a level of ambiguity in how you're asking for things.
Yeah. And sometimes you want to read over it because there can be things missing, or there can be things that you didn't necessarily want, and that just saves you some time from having to change it later.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, looks like we have our first preview, and now it's writing a toaster to confirm the email input and submission, and then I see on the last step that it's actually going to test the functionality. So that's one thing that Databutton can do. Databutton can actually test your app for you. It can do pretty much all the tasks inside of your app, all the workflows, all the user steps, and this makes sure that things work before we move to the next task. But we will mark our task as done, and then we'll go straight to task number 2, which is the API backend to store waitlist. And if you saw the news today, we just launched integrated database and users, which previously you had to go through Firebase or Superbase. Now it's all baked into Databutton, and you don't even have to mention Databutton. You don't need to mention database or users. Databutton will simply build it for you, and we'll see this live as we build our tool.
Yeah, I think that like as a Databutton user for 2 years, and yourself, Milo, you know, you've used the product for a long time. The number of times we've had to use an external service, come back, and it's like an extra learning curve, isn't it? Like, I remember when I first tried to understand how to add users and databases, it was very daunting. But this just completely makes it more accessible for so many more people. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah. And while it's working, what we will do here, we'll just go into settings and we can take a look around. So in settings, we have our app details. So here's the original prompt. Here's the name that our AI has chosen for us. We can change it here. We can also set it in here. And then at the bottom here, you have your app management, from which you can delete the app, export the code. You can copy your app. You can actually also, from today, you can transfer ownership. because I had built a demo app for someone, and I told the developers I would like to move my app to their account, and what they did, instead of moving the project, they simply built a tool to do it. So now every single Databutton user can actually transfer tools, which is super cool. You can also customize the agent. You can set your own custom domain. You can enable MCP servers, customize some design. This is going to be super interesting. This is our secrets management, which keeps your API keys super safe. Then here in Access, you can share your project with other team members, so you can actually collaborate. You can also enable support access, so the Databutton team can come and solve any issues you might have with your app. And then some packages. I'm not technical, so I don't actually know what that means, but I know that it helps the agent build stuff faster.
Yeah, the agent knows exactly what to do with those things. Like you said, you don't really need to know what that is, do you?
No.
But yeah, that's the beauty of it. Like, there's so much going on under the hood here. You can see in the chat there that it's actually running Python code itself. It's doing that for you. You haven't had to ask that. So it's able to run code to test what it's building, and you don't really need to understand. But if you do want to understand, you can just ask the agent. That's how I've learned a lot of what I know, is just by collaborating with the agent and having discussions just to understand it a bit more. It's helped me to learn for sure, but yeah, we definitely don't need to know that.
Yeah, and then in the top here, we have version management. So every time the agent writes a piece of code, I believe each of these is equal to 1 credit. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 credits. And if the agent ever go down a path that you didn't like, you can always go back, restore to any point. It takes about 3 seconds, and then you're back to actually having the app that you know worked. And then from there, the best thing you can do if you ever go down a rabbit hole is to restore back, delete the task, or and then start a new conversation. Then you can try again.
Yeah.
But what we have here, it's created the backend APIs, emailed handled the implementation, email validation, front end. It's actually tested the API endpoints, and then it's going to test the user flow and verify edge cases for us. This helps us basically not have to do this later and find out edge cases later. Which is super cool.
And you can see a lot of activity, and this whole task is around building an API, and that might not be familiar to a lot of people. But if we look on the side there, you can see a drop down for APIs. If you just drop down there in the file section to the
whoops, yes.
Right. Yeah. So really, if you're not familiar with APIs, it's essentially choosing Databutton's backend to be able to set up Python scripts that can send data, for example, to and from the database to your application. It's really like a way of sending information and data, but it's something that's completely built in, and the agent knows exactly what to do with it. You don't need to understand it fully, but just the concept of what it's doing is really the level that you might need to know. So if you see that terminology, again, you can ask the agent if you want to understand it a bit more, but it's something the agent can completely deal with on its own.
Yeah, and here you have a good example that sometimes the agent fails at code writing. This is expected behavior. Yeah. AIs produce errors as well, but the good thing about Databutton, it will actually catch it before it puts it live, and it doesn't charge credits when the code writing fails. And what it does here is first it tries to code, then it failed, then it's gonna double check the structure, check some more, and then retry one more time, and then it reads what it does wrong again, and then it's gonna keep trying basically until it gets it right. And you only use credits when it's actually successful.
Yeah. And the agent's got access to some really amazing tools that the team have, it's very unique to Databutton, like it's able to troubleshoot itself. It's got a whole tool that enables it to do that in a really structured way. It also has access to internal documents where it can read previous issues and how they've been dealt with. So it's constantly learning and getting better and better all the time. But I found that troubleshooting tool is amazing. Like it really helps the agent to hyper-focus and kind of gets you back on track quickly without having to go and ask for support, which you can do on the chat icon down the bottom. But yeah, it kind of gets you back on track quite quickly. Yeah. And you can reach out to a human through that button, which is really handy.
Yeah. While it's writing code, what we can do also is check the 3 tabs up here. On the left, we have plan, which is basically our task manager. If you ever want to make changes to this, you can do it in the individual task. You can also press up here to discuss the plan. And then you will chat with the agent. And once you have told it what you want to change, then the agent will actually go and change the task for you. And what you see here in the task is that the agent will put comments on each task. This helps the agent know what has been done and what is left to do, and helps the agent be able to go back in time to see what was done in the past. So it's using the task history as well as the version history to actually go back and see when was something built and what was built in that given task.
Yeah, and with the tasks, I was just say with the tasks as well, I think it helps people that if the chat might be a little bit overwhelming, it's amazing to have that chat there to trace the breadcrumbs back, but to get like a summary of what's been done, it's quite good to have this page open and see, like you said, the agent's writing to it on its own. It does that autonomously. So you can actually instruct the agent to specifically do certain things. If you like things structured in a certain way, summaries, information, you can ask it to write there. I've seen the community over on Discord. Go over there for sure if you haven't already. They share some really great tips and tricks on how to use these. So yeah, very creative bunch.
Next up, we have the preview. So over here on the left, you have your pages, your components, your UI files, your media, APIs, libraries, internal storage, etc. In the bottom, you have your logs, which is where the agent can kind of test the app, so it can run some scripts. It'll read the logs and then see if things work. And on the right, of course, you have your chat. And actually what you want to do, ideally, each time a task is done, you just want to go and start a new thread, because this is going to help with the context for the AI. In the meantime, while we run the next task, which is to add a success state and user feedback to waitlist form, we will go and check out the new admin. So let me see here. I'll just fill in. Wait, I actually need to sign up. Okay. Whoops.
I mean, what I absolutely love here is the fact that you haven't had to do anything to get that interface up. Like, it's incredible. Oh dear, what have you got in your face?
Yeah, I cannot copy my own password, so I'll just create something.
Yeah. Yeah, because before now we would have had to go to Firebase. If you haven't already got a project set up, you have to set up your project, There's lots of other steps that you had to take, and you had to be quite familiar with that as well, because it's quite a few steps, but within a few tasks you've now got authentication on the app. It's incredible. I love it.
Yeah. All right, so here we have our admin dashboard. So far our agent has run 2 tests of our sign-up form. And here you can see the data entry, 2 signups. Let's see. Yeah. So what we will do when it's done working here, I'll give it a little bit of feedback on the admin panel, because I don't think we need the current page, and we don't need this. We might not even need the sign up date and the IP address. So sorry, my daughter is here. Can you go to the toilet upstairs?
No, but because
Miley, no, we cannot pee in the garden. No. Can you go to the toilet, please? Sorry.
I love it. That's brilliant.
She's playing in the garden.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. I see. Actually, I think API protected. Let's disable this for now, and then that might have been the reason it failed.
Yeah, so what you did there was on the ellipsis, you can, so when you've got the shield on there, that means the page is protected by authentication. That happens automatically. And for testing, you can simply remove that by clicking the ellipsis, and that means the page is not protected at that point. It's quite easy to switch on and off.
Yeah, so obviously part of Databutton is that it is very, very autonomous compared to many of the other AI dev tools. For just one task here, you would probably have to do between 5 and 20 prompts just to actually do what it does here, right?
I mean,
so
that's pretty complex, that task. It's doing a lot of things, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
it is indeed.
Brilliant.
Yeah. All right, so now I'll just showcase what we can do. In addition to doing the task, we can also give feedback, right? Normally you want to give feedback along as you build. We can say remove the current page and showing the admin dashboard, and then say we don't need the all right. So what it's going to do now when you give feedback is that it's going to try to find the code. In this case, it's probably first reading the code from on the admin dashboard. If it doesn't succeed, or if it's very long code, it's going to try to search for the words instead. So search for current page, search for showing, sign up date and IP address, and then it is going to remove them individually. But in this case, it's actually able to remove everything in one code write, which is very, very convenient. But let's go back and actually try our tool, our sign up page. So I'll click this. We are on the wait list. I'm sign up number 5, and that's because we have 4 tests. We'll go into admin, and I should be able to see myself here. Yeah. Nice. And if you ever want to access this data, you go inside this tab called users and data, and you can go in waitlist signups in this case, a table called waitlist signups. This specific thing we're looking into, but we know that the agent actually has access to this. So this is a live bug we're fixing. But let's go ahead and complete task number 4, and then we will, let's see here, polish the sign. This one is obviously not necessary, but let's go ahead and do it, see what the agent has planned. Sometimes when it does these tasks for polishing, it might add a bunch of stuff that really isn't necessary, but I also like it when it does this. In general, it's going to enhance like hovers and the clicking when you click buttons and stuff. But yeah, in overall, like what we did now in 20 minutes is basically a finished app. And then all you got to do left is to actually deploy your app. And what we'll do when this is done, I'll share it in the live stream, and then every one of you can go and actually sign up to this one-shot launch.
Love it.
And then, yeah.
Great. We've got a question around the migration. So I know we've got a few conversations around that. So I don't know if you want to talk about that a bit, Milo.
What kind of migration?
So I've just put the chat. So do you recommend converting from Firebase authentication and database to the new native functions? Is that possible?
So our main priority right now has been to actually enable it for the agent to use for creating new apps. That's kind of step 1 before we can enable it for other projects. We haven't done much testing on the migration, but it is a big priority for us because obviously we have thousands of businesses building on Databutton, and 74% of our support requests are Firebase related. So it's a big priority for us to make sure that probably soon you can instruct your agent to migrate. But what that process looks like exactly, we don't know yet, or at least I don't know. The developers might.
Yeah, I think the key thing is that they're working on it for sure. There's absolutely a need, and but you can certainly create an app right now from scratch, like we've just done, and have these features available.
Sorry, I'm just going to post the link here.
All right.
All right. We'd love you guys to go and open the link, and we can see the signups live. If you don't mind your email being on the live stream, then go ahead and sign up. And actually, what we can try in the meantime, we can try to use the export button. Okay, it failed. That's all right. We will just ask the agent to fix it when we're done.
Yeah, I think it was a placeholder anyway. So you might find that the agent's added features, but they just haven't built out that feature yet. So it's like, yeah, I guess you'll see that in the tasks. It's kind of making these placeholders, and it's up to us as users to test them and be like, okay, it's not quite working, or maybe it wasn't ready for that yet. I do get ahead of myself sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to test your app thoroughly while you build, because you can nudge the agent along the build. But what you want to make sure is that for small changes, you just chat with the agent. For big changes, you want to create tasks. And if it doesn't create a task, you're just going to ask it, please update the task. And I see we have one, I don't know if that's the agent, it might have been, but we have one here.
So I've signed up.
All right, let's
Let's see if I
reload.
Yeah, that could be me.
Is that you?
No, I used Elliot Databutton one. Let me try another one so you can see it come straight through. I'm going to click it right. Oh, I'll wait till you're logged in. Okay, so I'm using the Hotmail one now. It's just come through. I'm number 6.
All right. Let's see. Interesting. All right. Let's try. I'll try one more time, actually.
Might be interesting to see what the logs say.
Yeah.
As you do it.
Let's see. All right. So it's got my email at least.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to deploy again.
Yeah.
But shouldn't be a difference. Is anyone else able to submit?
Oh, so we've got Gabriel has said, welcome to the wait. Yes, you're number 4. So we've got number 4.
Okay. All right. Let's. Can you test the?
So Ryan signed up, tried again, said he's already joined. So it's being saved somewhere. It's difficult because we can't see the data at the moment, but that's how we would normally test this, isn't it? We'd see straight in the database.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gabriel used their own actual email. So.
Let's see here.
So you can see how simple your prompts are here. It's, can you test the flow, please? You don't have to be all technical or, that's the great thing here, isn't it? Just pure natural language, no fancy things.
Yeah, the agent is very good at interpreting what the user actually means.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I know the reason. It's because we have test and we have live. So because you guys are okay, yeah, of course. I mean, you guys are going to the live and I'm going into the test. So let's go to admin. And then what we should see here.
So this is looking at the test database rather than the live. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure that. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on this link as well.
Oh yeah.
I think in order to see the dash, I need to go to the. Oops. Need to go to the admin. See if I can remember the password that I made. I hope. No, of course. That's a good question. What did I write? It was something along these lines. Okay. Anyway, I think you guys get the point. We have live and we have test data. So test data will happen on this. We have a preview link, and this is the preview link up here. So all data will go in the preview will go to the test database, and all of the live on this domain will go to the live database. So if I remembered my password, yeah, then I would have been able to show you. But all in all, yeah, I mean, we have a working tool. We found out why we didn't see the live data, and that's obviously because we were on test data. So yeah.
Can we have a look at on your home page?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So because you've got a wait list, what normally happens is because this is like an external facing. If we had an internal facing tool, we'd have a little icon at the top. So on the admin page, can you ask it to? Can we take a look at that quickly?
Yes.
Is there anywhere that allows you to manage is it that little icon at the top underneath export CSV?
No, actually what we'll do, we'll say, please fix the export CSV button and allow me to log out.
Yeah.
So you can combine multiple requests in one, as long as you keep them relatively simple. Because if you do two very large requests in one, it might get confused. After all, it's an AI. It has limited context window, and it might actually forget half of the requests if you don't split it up. But when it's a simple prompt, you can combine two things. Normally, what you then just want to do is say, I have this feedback, and then you will say, like, step 1, please fix the export button, and 2, please add a logout button.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it's let's see. It might actually fix both in one. I don't know, but let's see.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. So we got both in one code, right? Here we have our data exported.
Nice.
And let's try and sign out. That works as well. Cool. All right. Any questions?
Oh. Yeah, I don't see many more questions specific to the feature itself. If anyone wants to ask anything unsure, maybe you've had a try already, let us know how it went. We'd love to hear your use cases as well. So yeah, Milo, I know you've got some really cool use cases that you've had recently. Maybe you can talk us through a few of those. That would be really, really interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. This one is confidential, so I cannot show that, but that's actually my favorite.
It is amazing.
I actually built this waitlist. That's so on LinkedIn the other day, someone asked me to do a live stream, and then I was like, okay, let me build a waitlist similar to what we built today, and then actually just put it out on LinkedIn. Let's see how many wants to how many wants to come and see me build live. So I built this. I spent like 10 more minutes on the design. Like you see these floaty things, totally unnecessary, but still cool. Then I built, let's see, some of my
LinkPass.
other.
What about LinkPass? What's the one where you had the code? You could create your code or something to share.
Yeah, that is. Let me see, which one is that? Scan Connect is pretty cool. Card Link, here it is. So the other one that the one called Scan Connect, it is a tool I built for my dad because he goes to conferences a lot, and he has to manually write down the information of all the people he meets who are interested in his business. And then he needs to manually go home and put them in his CRM and then manually follow up later. So what I built for him is a tool for his phone so that he can take a photo of their business card, and then it'll read the text on the business card, put it into a contact form, and then he can add some notes and then save the contact to a CRM. And when it does it also sends the email to the person, just letting them know that you've had the meeting and here's the meeting notes. So that's saving him like 10 hours per conference, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This one, it's called Card Link. I built this also kind of live. I posted screenshots in a LinkedIn post where I was taking feedback from people live and then building my tool live on a LinkedIn post. It's basically, I get asked for my business card a lot, especially when I go to Databutton events. And I don't have a business card, so I built a digital one. You basically log in, and then you can create a business card for all of your users, fill in some information, social links, you can customize the design, you can do some privacy things, but I created one for each of our team members, and then what you get is a lock screen. In this case, let's take mine. So I can download my lock screen, and then I can put this on my phone. So when I'm talking to customers, they can actually scan my code. And then what they get here is this page, which has my information, my LinkedIn, my email, phone number, and a coupon code. I think this is expired now. This was for London Tech Week. They can save my information as a contact, and then they can also save this because a lot of people were actually taking screenshots, but there was this ability to save as an image, and then they can share their information with me. And then I have a CRM in my dashboard here, where I'm actually able to take this and then send them an email, right?
Nice.
So yeah, that's probably one of my most useful tools yet, because I use it at every event. Every team member used it, and when someone scans the card,
Mm-hmm.
let's go to this one, then they can actually go in and log in and create their own cards. So we also had a lot of people who actually signed up to this platform during the London Tech Week, which was very, very cool.
That is really cool. What I love about these use cases and what I'm seeing as well is like these keywords manual. When you do something manual, that's when you know you've got an opportunity to create a tool. So it could be that with this, you can create one tool that does something really well. It doesn't have to be a tool that does many things. And it's finding those use cases, isn't it? It's like, well, what takes me a long time right now that I can automate? What is it I want to do right now, but it takes too much time? So, for example, like I've worked with one of my clients before I started Databutton, where she was running. She has an application that she's built for children who have autism, helps them get dressed in the morning. But for her, she struggles to kind of get the message out to people and build her brand. But she can build a tool very quickly that can help her use AI to generate her LinkedIn posts, to help her with a calendar that she could put a calendar in place to post things. Like she could make that quite quickly, and it makes that whole process a lot easier and quicker, and she can get her message out to people. So there's those kind of use cases that you build something internal for yourself to help make things quicker and actually do things you want to do as well.
Amazing. Yeah. I want to show one last tool, and this tool was built during London Tech Week for one of our visitors.
Nice.
They originally wanted like what is it called? Instagram comment section sentiment analysis tool. We built it. It then turns out that Instagram doesn't allow it, so I turned it into a Reddit comment section sentiment analysis tool. So I just went and grabbed a post. We'll put it in here. Now it's just gonna run a check if it's yeah, and then we launched the sentiment analysis. What it's doing now is just sending the information to OpenAI, and OpenAI provided a response. And looks like there were only one comment, so maybe that's not the best example, but yeah, so you can run this on your competitors, you can run it on your own posts, and then get live feedback, which is super cool.
And it's like use cases that one tool that does something really well. It's useful. It's something you need. And I think as well, we say like internally at Databutton, we practice what we preach. Like this tool is incredible in the way that we use it to build things that we need to help us communicate better with customers. You know, we have that human element. It enables us to hear the voice of the customer, analyze information a lot quicker. There's just so many use cases, and yeah, we love building it at Databutton, don't we? It's good fun.
Yeah,
I love this, by the way, this new.
Yeah, we just launched this today. It'll basically allow people to start building right from the website, the landing page. What you have here is just maybe a sneak peek of the future. We'll see. But you can get some suggestions, or you can write your prompt from zero. And then what it's just doing here, it's going to send you over to step number 2, which is to insert the documentation if you have it, and design inspiration.
Yeah, I love it. And I love even the get suggestions bit. If we click on that a moment, like those examples there are what we're talking about, isn't it? It's internal tools that you can build to support your business, support your team, automate processes. It's just, so you can get a lot of inspiration from this on its own and see if there's something that you're like, oh, I didn't think of that. And then you can just go ahead and build it. We do have one question from Ryan. I do want to show it because yes, it's a good question. And what we'll do, Ryan, is we'll get some more information on this. But as far as more at the moment, the limitations, that there aren't any, because of the way that we'd set up previously. You had the Databutton storage that's still there, that had no limitations. It kind of scales with you, and this is the same. Your database scales with you, but we will be able to get some more clarification on the docs around that, just for peace of mind. It's a good question.
Whoops.
Oh, what was that?
I was gonna comment. I was gonna. Yeah. Anyway.
Great. Yeah, I mean, this has been a really, really great session, Milo. Thank you so much. Yeah, if anyone's got any other questions, please fire away. But yeah, really great to see that built. And yeah, please, definitely join that waitlist, because you'll be able to be first to hear about the new features coming.
Yeah.
It'll be very exciting.
And I actually have one more tool I want to show. I went to LA the other week, and I went into a startup conference, and then I was told on the spot that I had to go and present. So what I did, I built the simplest tool I could think of, because I only had 4 minutes. 4 minutes, yes. Let me see if I can actually find it. I think it might be this one, where I build a tool that links to my LinkedIn, a QR code screen that links to my LinkedIn, so that by the end of the presentation at 2.5 minutes, then what I had here was a working version. So if you are on your phone or on your computer, please scan and connect with me on LinkedIn. I will answer your messages, and happy to chat with you and support your projects.
Love that. Love it. No, that's really great. In 4 minutes, that's incredible.
Yes, it was built in 2 minutes, and then I gave a 2-minute intro, and then build for 2 minutes, and then they could scan during the Q&A.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
great. Well, I'll just put on one last thing. Again, just we'd love it if you can support us on Product Hunt. If you liked what you saw, please do go out there and give us some love. And yeah, join the Discord group as well. Give the website a look. Have a look and test out that new interface where you can see the ideas that are generated, and let us know your use cases. We look forward to hearing from you.
Just to answer Ryan's question, no, there's no difference between Firebase and our database. And to answer the Agile Thinker, you do not need Firebase to enable authentication. No, this is all baked in.
Yeah, and as you saw through the flow as we were building, we didn't even mention anything about a database or a user authentication. It just happens natively. Yeah, it's just so much easier. So excited. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's any more questions. I think, yeah, we can close it there. Be happy. Thanks so much, Milo. Great session.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.